Hello campers, and welcome to our first video on how plants work and gardening. Some of you may be asking, why are we learning how to grow our own food? Well, all the food in a grocery store, it does not just magically appear there. When we all leave, the shelves don't refill in stock. Everything that's in there came from a farm field, or it was grown or raised somewhere. And so I think it's a very important skill that everyone knows how to make their own food, because ultimately that's what we do. We make our own food. It doesn't just pop up there. We have to work and learn how to grow it. So in this series, we're going to be talking about how plants actually get their energy and make their own food, and how that is important for us and other animals. And we're also going to be growing our own food and our own plants, which are in this case bush beans. So we're going to be growing these in our planting bags. So in your kit, everyone is going to have a planting bag. You'll have some potting soil to go with it, and then you'll also have a few beans to plant. Now, gardening isn't just as simple as taking our seeds and dumping them in here. There's some steps that we want to do to really give our plants the best chance of growing. And the first step that we're going to take is helping them germinate. Germinating is when the seed actually wakes up and begins to turn into a seedling, which is a really small little plant with maybe a leaf or two and some roots. So it's like a baby plant. And a lot of different seeds from different plants have different conditions that tell them, wake up, it's time to grow. Some of the prairie plants here at Mequon Nature Preserve actually have to have extreme heat from the fire that will sometimes, every couple of years roll through our prairies. And so we're not going to be doing anything as extreme as fire with ours. For beans, we're actually going to be introducing them to some moisture and some cold temperatures. So we're going to be using a fridge and some water. For this portion of our gardening project, it's going to be a 2-day effort. The first day, we are going to be getting them to germinate. So you are going to be using your refrigerator and some paper towel. So the video will teach you how to help your seeds germinate. And then the next day, we will actually be planting them in our bags. So for today, all we're really going to need are our beans and paper towels. So if you can get those ready, you can pause the video. And then once everything's ready, you can go ahead and hit play. And we're going to learn how to make our seeds wake up and grow.
First, grab some paper towel and soak it in water. Make sure to wring it out. Next, take all the beans you've been given out of the bag. Place the beans on the damp paper towel, evenly spread apart from one another. Fold the towel over them when done. Put your towel in a plastic sandwich bag and move it into your fridge. Let the beans sit overnight and come back to them the next day. This is the perfect environment for them to germinate. On day 2, it's time to plant. For this part, you'll need your planting bag and potting soil provided in the kit, as well as your beans, of course. Take everything with you outside. Plants need sunlight to grow. Pour your soil into the planting bag until it is 3/4 full. You may end up using the whole bag. The soil should pour in on its own, but you can also use a shovel or even your hands. Gardening is messy, so don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Once the soil has been poured, it's time to plant the beans. Take the beans out of the paper towel and inspect them. There may be some cracks in them or even a sprout. This is all part of the germination process. Push the beans into the soil 1 inch down, making sure to give them room for one another. Once all your beans have been planted, place your bag in a sunny spot. Some plants need more or less sunlight than others. Beans like to be in full sunlight. Lastly, keep your beans watered every day. Don't flood your bag, but make sure that the soil stays moist and never dries out. Gardening takes patience and care. Check on your planter every day and make sure it's getting enough sunlight and water. Congratulations! You're on your way to growing your own food.